My name is Steve Smith. This is TQA Weekly. If ever you have any questions, comments, suggestions for topics, email me at ask@tqaweekly.com. And this week's topic is Siri versus Cortana, where I pin Apple's personal assistant versus Microsoft's. Which, by the way, for those who didn't already know, you can look up what Cortana looks like, but Siri will never tell you what color hair she actually has. So the first question I asked Siri and Cortana was to flip a coin. If ever you're indecisive about something, you might want to flip a coin, and I wanted to know if the functionality exists in both. Well, here's the thing. When you ask Cortana to flip a coin, it will flip a coin and give you a picture of a coin within the application, so 1 point for her. When you ask Siri to flip a coin, she will also flip a coin. She doesn't show you a picture, however, if you annoy her enough times by asking her to flip a coin, she will lose your coin underneath the couch. Try it. She gets a whole point too. When you're curious about the weather, what it's going to be outside, or what it is right now, you can also ask Siri and Cortana this kind of question. They both happen to be able to tell you within the application what the current and future weather are going to be like. However, you could also ask to refine the weather to specific locations. Both of them also get a point. And one of the other more cool things is you can actually load an application with either Siri or Cortana. So while you're not able to load specific games from Steam like I tried out, you can load any other native application in Windows using Cortana, even Steam itself, and in the case of Siri, you can load any app in your iPhone. In the case of taking a note, very basic functionality indeed. You can ask Siri to take a note, no problems. It will open up the note application and take a note. However, I was dismayed at the fact that Cortana does not have this functionality yet, although it does say it will have it in the future. Siri gets a point, but Cortana you don't. Sorry. As for sending an email, which is why I'm dismayed at the idea of taking a note, you can ask Siri or Cortana to take an email, and it will ask you the person you want to send it to, the subject, and the message itself. It'll even ask you if you should send it. So 4 different questions it will ask you. Cortana's a little slow, but the functionality does exist. So both of them get a point. But Microsoft, if Cortana can take a freaking email, why can't it take a note now? You can also set an alarm under both Siri and Cortana. The only problem is if you turn off the device, your alarm is useless. But this is equally true for both devices, and it has always been true for everything. If there's no power to the device, it will not set off the alarm. Both can set the alarm, they both get a point. Now, a what is question is a very interesting question for those who don't know what an interesting question should be. Because maybe you want to know what something is. In the case of Cortana, and Siri, obviously, I decided to ask it the same question. What is an apple? Now, Siri pulls out in the same interface it uses the answer from Wikipedia, which I can read right there. Whereas Cortana brings me to a Bing page. Half a point for Cortana since it could have input the information into its interface, and a full point for Siri. Who am I sounds like a stupid question, but it does allow you to figure out if your device knows who you actually are. In both cases, Siri and Cortana, provided you gave it the information, will both be able to tell you who you are. Within the app, by the way. Now, here's another interesting question, and it sounds stupid, but how would someone contact me? If you're anything like me, you probably have a ton of email addresses, and you probably don't remember what your phone number is. So you might want to ask your phone, how would someone contact me? I gave a point to Siri because it gives me all the contact information. I can't give a point to Cortana, which, despite having the information, still sends me to a Bing search page on how to contact myself. Microsoft, come on. And then I asked, why is the sky blue? A fairly generic question that any kid will be asking of anything. And if you ask Siri why the sky is blue, she will pull information from Wolfram Alpha and show it to you within the screen. Now, if you ask Cortana the same question, it brings you to a Bing results page with the information from NASA. Again, I can only offer you, Cortana, half a point, since you could have inputted that information in your own interface. So Siri gets a point, Cortana gets half a point. Oh well, and for to contact me, I couldn't give Cortana a point anyway, so oh well. Now the next question, which is a very valid question, check my calendar or what is on my schedule. It is a very valid question if you're a very busy person, and you can ask both Siri or Cortana. Provided you gave the information, it will tell you what your current and future schedule is going to be like. So full points to both of them for being able to actually tell you just how freaking busy or not busy you are. Now, this other question, which is the last question, is where is. It's usually applied to maps. You're normally looking for something, and sometimes you want to go there. When I ask Siri, where is Montreal, a city like not even that far away from me, it pointed out where Montreal was and where I was and gave me my distance. When I asked Cortana, it brought me to a Bing page first and it pointed out Montreal, but there was no relative placement of me, even though the browser can access my freaking location. So obviously, half a point for Cortana for trying, full point for Siri. This means that Siri gets 11 out of 11 and Cortana gets 8.5 points out of 11, and the winner is obviously Siri. But we have to give Cortana a break. She is brand new and Siri is an old girl. She's been around for a really freaking long time, and she has more functionality than Cortana can possibly have right now. However, Cortana itself has almost the same functionality as Siri, and it has the same failsafe as Siri, which is it will just search the internet for you if it doesn't know the response. So obviously, I would like you in the future to just redo this experiment and see what happens with Cortana versus Siri. Maybe one day they'll be par to par, 11 to 11. For those who want me to do other types of episodes, there are multiple ways you can do this. You can subscribe to let me know you care. You can like this episode to tell me you liked it. You can go to patreon.com/TQA weekly and chip $1 per episode so I can actually fund them. And obviously, you can always email me your questions, comments, and suggestions for topics. Have a great day and goodbye.